8659. Which of the following best describes the function of an altitude mixture control? A. Regulates the richness of the fuel, air charge entering the engine. B. Regulates the air pressure above the fuel in the flow chamber. C. Regulates the air pressure in the venturi. The correct answer is A. The function of an altitude mixture control is to regulate the richness of the fuel-air mixture entering the engine based on changes in altitude. As altitude increases, the air density decreases, and the mixture needs to be adjusted to maintain the correct fuel-air ratio for optimal engine performance. The altitude mixture control allows the pilot to manually adjust the mixture to compensate for altitude changes. 8660. Select the correct statement concerning the idle system of a conventional float-type carburetor. A. The low-pressure area created in the throat of the venturi pulls the fuel from the idle passage. B. Climatic conditions have very little effect on idle mixture requirements. C. The low pressure between the edges of the throttle valve and the throttle body pulls the fuel from the idle passage. The correct answer is C. In a conventional float-type carburetor, the idle system provides fuel for the engine during idle or low-power operation. The low pressure created between the edges of the throttle valve and the throttle body creates a suction effect, which pulls fuel from the idle passage into the airflow, providing the necessary fuel for idling. 8661. On an engine equipped with a pressure-type carburetor, fuel supply in the idling range is ensured by the inclusion in the carburetor of A. A spring in the unmetered fuel chamber to supplement the action of normal metering forces. B. An idle metering jet that bypasses the carburetor in the idle range. C. A separate boost venturi that is sensitive to the reduced airflow at start and idle speeds. The correct answer is A. In a pressure-type carburetor, which relies on fuel pressure rather than a venturi effect for fuel flow, the inclusion of a spring in the unmetered fuel chamber helps supplement the action of normal metering forces. The spring assists in maintaining the proper fuel supply in the idling range by providing additional pressure to overcome any variations in the fuel system. 8662. The Economizer system of a float-type carburetor performs which of the following functions? A. It supplies and regulates the fuel required for all engine speeds. B. It supplies and regulates the additional fuel required for all engine speeds above cruising. C. It regulates the fuel required for all engine speeds and all altitudes. The correct answer is B. The Economizer system of a float-type carburetor supplies and regulates the additional fuel required for all engine speeds above cruising. It functions to enrich the mixture at higher power settings, ensuring adequate fuel supply for increased engine demands while maintaining a leaner mixture at cruising speeds for fuel efficiency. 8663. How will the mixture of an engine be affected if the bellows of the automatic mixture control, AMC, in a pressure carburetor ruptures while the engine is operating at altitude? A. It will become leaner. B. No change will occur until the altitude changes. C. It will become richer. The correct answer is C. If the bellows of the automatic mixture control, AMC, in a pressure carburetor ruptures while the engine is operating at altitude, the mixture will become richer. The ruptured bellows can no longer respond to changes in altitude and temperature, and as a result, the mixture control will remain in its last setting, which typically results in a richer mixture.